Hey, what's up, YouTube? Boswell back with another video for the husband code. Now, tonight, I wanted to do a video on a specific topic about should you move in before the ring? Should you and the person that you with, that you're looking to get married with, um, looking to just create a stronger bond of a relationship, should you guys move in together before you get married? Now, really quick before I go into some do's and some don'ts, to help you come to a decision on what makes sense for y'all, right? So for me, I did this. I moved in with my wife before we got married, and I don't want to say we got a lot of pushback, but people talk, right? Oh, y'all shacking up. It's not good. That's not what God's meant to. You supposed to, uh, be traditional, live with your parents, or not move in until you married, right? You hear this is the same old talking points. But I will say, I think that it was a good thing for us. It created a stronger bond and some other different things. And I would say it's working out. Now, obviously, there's no marriage that's guaranteed, right? It's a constant flow. It's a constant situation. We got to constantly work at it. But also, in addition, the friends that I've known, especially a couple of different people from high school and stuff like that who got married and went the same route we went as far as moving in first together before just jumping straight to marriage. It's still working out as far as the marriage is still on. Now, do I know if they having a happy marriage? No, right? Um, but and even some of the closest people for us, like they moved in. That's some in our that's some people that's in our close friend circle that lived together before they got married. So I think before I jump into the do's and don'ts, just my personal opinion on it, I think it's a good thing. It's a test run, right? And so, but when we go over these different kind of do's and don'ts or different things to think about or look at, you can come to your own conclusion about what you think was right for your situation. Everybody's situation different. However, let's really get into um, what may make sense for you guys. Now, I did bring up my notes because I wanted to make sure that I'm able to really like articulate different talking points as far as making sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. All right, so excuse, I'm a little under the weather. So I drank a sip of water or a quick drink, but cool, thank you. But we're gonna push these videos out for you because, like I said, I definitely want to stay on point and stay on track. So look, all right. So here's some pros, right? I would say this is one thing I brought up. The first thing is you get a chance to test the capability. Will the marriage work? All right. So like, I say like living together kind of help you guys understand each other's like habits, y'all quirks, routines, and it kind of give a clear picture on can y'all have a long term relationship or y'all long term compatible, right? And so yeah, y'all can have a discussion, but I think it leads up to okay, if we go in together before we get married, will this work? So I think that's like to learn each other habits. Cause you may be like, yo, I don't like when you put your clothes over here without putting them into the basket for dirty clothes, right? I don't like when you put your toothbrush on the counter, or like for me, I'm always raw with y'all, right? I have a bad habit of cut my hair and don't clean it up right away. That's me, right? My wife, she deals with it, but she still even to this day kind of looking at me sideways. So that's my thing. But you got to figure out what worked for you. Whoever you messing with. All right, another thing. I think it improves communication. Now, it encourages like open discussion for like daily life, like the responsibilities, the finances, and it just fosters like a better situation or communication skills. You learn like, okay, how much debt this person has, how are they good financially, do they know how to budget, are they responsible, right? What life skills do they have that I'm willing to accept or not accept as we progress into a stronger relationship and a longer relationship down the line. All right, another pro, right, is the financial benefit. It can save you some money, right? We know that inflation's up. We know that the cost of living's up. And when you building life with someone else, it helps with the financial burden. Take a little weight off you and the other person that you're looking to build this life with. So I think it makes things easier, and I think that it's definitely a help when it comes to living life and everything that comes with the cost of living life. So also conflict resolution, like when you marry somebody, you in it, right? Now obviously people can get divorced, but you take it very serious when you finally get married. But it's kind of that test run, right? I talked about that test run on in the beginning, like you do a 8 month, 12 month lease with somebody. All right, let's see, let's really take a shot and see how we do as far as will it be perfect? No, but it gives you a chance to see this person every day when they wake up without makeup, without their haircut. Again, what's their daily routines and stuff like that, and so you can get a chance to discuss all this before you say I do, before you go down that aisle and really start to take on the next level of being married. And so that's the conflict resolution, being able to communicate. But also it strengthens the relationship. You with that person a lot more. You with that person a lot more. And so I think it gives you a chance to really excuse me, it gives you a chance to really bond with this person. It gives you a chance to really see them every day, like I said, at their best and at their worst. So I think it strengthens that relationship. Um, it, Again, for me, I would say a test run, but you also say a trial marriage, in a sense, because it does give you a true test on what marriage would look like with this person. Because even now, like as I'm 5 years plus in the game, being married with my wife, it ain't too much that changed on a day to day, right? Again, I always say you still have to work at it. Like you still have to date. If people get older, they learn different things, they grow differently, but it gives you a snapshot, it gives you a trial run at marriage before you actually get marriage, and you avoid surprises. Listen, when you're dating, at the end of the night, you guys go your separate ways, your own space. Um, at the end of the night, when you go to your separate space, you don't know what mask each other's taking off, right? You don't get to see that part. You only see the best person show up when y'all meet up for a few hours or what have you. But when you with somebody all day, every day, you avoid surprises. You get to really see, like I said, you get to see these person's habits and who they really are internally. You start to learn, you know, who this person is, because people can fake it only so much. They can only fake it so much on who they really are. Like when you go out on the streets and you meet a young lady or you meet a guy, whoever's watching the video, uh, they putting their best foot forward most of the time. And if you're dealing with them 6, 12 months and you're not living together, again, they showing up at their best most of the time. So you like, oh snap, they consistently looking their best. But when you living with them and they get to put their guard down, they get to take off their makeup, or you start to see them like, wait a minute, I didn't know about this different person, right? When they get angry and stuff like that, or they sad or they super happy, like, wait a minute, this is the person I haven't been seeing show up. So it really take away any surprises. Or again, you may not know somebody have a lot of debt. Again, they may just look like they have a very simple life, or they may act like they up, right, and having a real lavish life. But you really see them when you with them, it's like, wait a minute, this person actually broke. They just living off credit cards. It's the lifestyle they promote, but they living off credit cards. So yeah. So those are a few key reasons I would say there's kind of like a benefit to the pros or whatever of living with somebody and living with someone before marriage. Now, let's look at a couple cons real quick. And I would say that lack of commitment. We again, it depends on your perspective on it. For me, I didn't look at it like a lack of commitment unless there's a plan behind it. Like if you come to the young lady, man, and you like, look, let's live together for a year, let's or 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Me personally, I didn't want to go past 5 years or the totality of dating someone without marrying them. That's me. I think that's anywhere between 3 to 5 years is good, depending on your history. Like if you're an older gentleman who's been married before, it may not take that long. But if you're a younger person or your mid 20s going your 30s, I would say, man, honestly, anywhere between 3 to 5 years, from my opinion, is a good time frame to really find this person out, to learn their family, to if y'all to really date, work out through some things before y'all really take it to the next level on that long journey of commitment of marriage. But that's me. I always say anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and we went right at 5 years for me and my wife. And again, I probably would have did it earlier, but I wasn't ready. Not that I wasn't ready for marriage mentally, but I wasn't ready as far as like financially having different things in order. And so, but again, people, whoever you're dealing with, they could think is a lack of commitment, depending on how long you delaying actually getting married. So think about that when you're living with them. Like, all right, how long can I really kick this can down the road before I really gotta, take it to the next level? Because when you move in with a young lady, young woman, the expectations are different now, right? The expectations are very different. So keep that in mind. All right. Now it can increase breakup risk, right? If you don't have any clear indication that you want to get married, don't even move in together. It don't make sense. But I know from my history of people that I know, there are dudes out there who just looking for a hand me down. As far as hey, I just need to move into this situation with this lady so I can get myself together and I'm a bounce, right? There is some finessing going on like that. So and women, when you move in with them again, that's a clear indicator that you're looking to move to the next level with them. So just keep that in mind, man. Like, do you really want to go through that? You know, those different type of arguments and things like that. If your intention isn't to really marry her, so that's me. Um, Loss of independence, right? If you move in together, like, hey, you at this point you got to work together to because y'all on the same roof. You just can't do everything your way, right? She can't do everything her way. So that I mean, again, it's a good and a bad, but the con of it is looking at it from a perspective of, dang, I'm kind of losing my independence because I do have to, work with this young lady to. It may be a furniture, right? It may be cooking wear, cookware, right? It may be a bed suit. So now you guys are having to come to decisions together on how you want your space to look like, and it's not only on how you want it. Having a bachelor pad or whatever. So keep that in mind that and you also can't always move how you want to move. Because it's a respect thing too, not only like just financially, but it's a respect thing on how you move. So it's not just I get up and go. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but if you respect the marriage, you respect the relationship, you want to move accordingly. All right. So moving in together. This is what I said in the beginning of the intro. Some people could look at it like you shacking up. There's some religious aspects behind it and expectations. There's religions around the world like no, you stay at home until you get married, then you can move in with your husband until y'all get a house or what have you. Again, the shacking up thing. I know a lot of older generations. That's the thing. Y'all shacking up, before you move in. Again, it worked for us. I'm not saying it worked for everybody else. The people I know that did it, it worked for them. And again, we're in different times, right? So just keep that in mind. Like people gonna, some people, not everybody, but some people are gonna look at it as a negative, not a positive, that you're moving in before marriage. They looking at it like there's no commitment, there's no no real bond as far as no skin in the game kind of thing. So just keep that in mind as well. There's an emotional risk. Um, living together again. You guys, when you live together, you see that person every day. The attachment becomes very strong. The bond becomes very strong. And so if you break up, well, if when you single and you just like, all right, we stop talking, it's not as much emotional risk and involvement versus you living with this person, you've been with this person all day, every day in a sense. And then, excuse me. And then, now that you're living together, you guys, that bond is way stronger. So if you break up, it's a big emotional detachment that can really hurt both parties. So keep that in mind too about the emotional risk. Yeah, y'all testing running it, but just imagine it's the good and the bad that comes with it. There's some legal stuff with it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all guys living together. There's card now. Now y'all putting cars in each other's name. You got the apartment in each other's names. Maybe there's some furniture, some credit, some business stuff. But guys not married, and then it don't work out. And then here we go. You guys can't come to a common ground to work it out. Now we talking about legal situations now, legal complications that can come into place. It can get real messy, real messy. And so, that's something to think about as well. Do you want to? Depending on your intention, you can have good intentions and still don't work, but it could get real messy if it don't work out. So just really keep that in mind. And really, the last one, I would say could be a con is the expectations, man. You guys, again, I think for me, again, I think it's a pro to move in together because then you get to flesh out and discuss those expectations. But if you don't discuss it, then that's when it's like, well, I expect you to treat me like a wife even though we married, or you want to treat me like a husband even though we married, right? And so, make sure those expectations are clear because if they not, both parties are thinking y'all moving in together under certain assumptions and certain expectations. And if you guys didn't communicate that, that's when it can get messy on that end too. And that's when the fighting comes. That's when the bickering comes from both sides, the disrespect. And so now you like, dang, I'm stuck with this person in this apartment or this lease or whatever have you. And, I hate it here. So I'll just wait my time before I can just, up and at them. So there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Those couple of key points on moving in. Should you move in before the ring? So I hope that you guys like those different pros and cons that you can see. Let me know if I missed something. Drop it down in the comments. Did you guys move in before y'all got married? Put that down in the comments. And how did that work out? And next time, hit that notification bell. Hit like on the video. Subscribe to the Husband Code. And if it's your first time watching, and if you've been watching for a while, subscribe. And until next time, I appreciate y'all checking in. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.